Welcome in on this slightly wet Wednesday. Come on, it's just a little rain, isn't it? Come on, we're used to it by now here, are we not? Yes. She asked me to do the beginning part. We have an agreement here.
And that can't not on the mic. Yeah.
No, I don't need a mic necessarily. Yeah, mic's optional, right? Most of the time, I don't even need a mic. Awesome. Well, welcome in. We got a lot of content for you, some great info that familiar face, yet not a familiar
Making
face.
sure I'm mic'd up.
Oh my God, look at that. See, you can't even wait. Awesome. Got some great information, so let's get going this morning.
Capital.
Okay, who's got something good to share? We need the mic out.
What does Yana always say? Divorce.
Oh yeah. Anybody getting divorced? That's
That's
anybody getting divorced? Yes. Yes, that's what we get out of it. Anybody got anything great going on, like divorce?
That's exactly
Maybe
it.
birthdays, marriage. All right.
Hey,
Oh, Sherry's got one.
It's
Okay.
Ruby's birthday today.
It is Ruby's birthday. Where is
It is Ruby's
Actually,
birthday.
As I had a birthday a while back, but anyway, it was a great day spent with family. We all went to a golf place and it was a blast. And
see,
so
it's
it was
gonna
a
be fun.
good family day, which is important, by the way.
Absolutely important. All right, who else got something good? Thank you, Sherry. Who else got something good? Oh,
It was my son's 10th birthday this past Saturday,
Yay.
and he's going to his first concert tonight. Like, I don't think he really understands. He loves this band.
Concert.
21 Pilots.
Oh, all right.
He was like, "Oh, cool, I got tickets." He's like, "How many songs are they playing?" I'm like, "All of them." Like, he doesn't realize what a concert is, right?
That's cute.
that's awesome. That's
21
awesome.
Pilots.
Anybody else? Who's got something good? All right, Dale's got. Claudia's got something. Oh, this is great.
Uh-oh.
Last week, well, I have a listing for a residential lot that I've had on the market for a few weeks. And then last week I met with the sellers and they signed with me to sell their primary residence and to help them buy a new home.
Wow.
Oh, congratulations, dude. That's awesome. Who else? Anybody else? Who's got something good? Anybody online?
Just some good mornings.
Yeah, I saw the good mornings. All right, Liska's got something.
So I want to thank everyone for voting for me because I won Rookie of the Year with the Houston Agent Magazine.
Patience. Patience is a virtue. Yes. All right. Anybody else who's got something good? Online? At least one person online share something great.
Maybe.
Not by text either, because that makes it.
Yeah,
a little-
they got a little.
Oh, there's a little
little
button there, a
button.
little
little
blurb
dude.
thing. Okay. Aglisha, I have a listing going live next week in Oak Forest. Can you tell us something about it? Like by unmuting?
What has to happen
I
for it
know.
to go active today?
She's like, my mute button doesn't work. All right, well, make sure you share it, Gleisha. Share the info.
Yes, we want to know.
Whoops, that was on accident. This is why you don't give me these things. All right, let's get more. Thanks, guys. Really, one day that he can't make it for team meeting, y'all already throwing me under the bus. Thanks. All right, well, we couldn't be here where we are if it wasn't for our fantastic partners. So let's see what they have to share today.
James.
Look at that. Yes.
You know.
There we go. Here you go.
Can I use the mic?
Go ahead.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. That's the only-
Excellent. Good morning, everybody. My name is James Acosta. I'm with Farmers Insurance. We are grateful to be your guys' insurance partner. We brand ourselves as a farmers agency, but we actually write through multiple companies in effort to best serve you. I have two objectives of being here today. Number one, I want to introduce you to Taylor on our team, Taylor Heald. She's behind y'all. Everybody say hello to Taylor. Taylor works on our marketing team. She works alongside Elizabeth Abair, which many of you guys know. I was telling Nimesh, Elizabeth's taking a bit of a step back for a moment just to get her kids settled into school. Just like Keller Williams within our agency, we have the same belief system, which is God, family, and business in that order. So our team members' children take precedence over anything associated with the agency and our business. Fortunately, we have 19 other people that are still actively working to serve you guys. So just know that, but you will be seeing Taylor, Yana, here in the market center to serve you guys. I also want to briefly mention this to you. Number one, here's what I know about our realtor partners. I've been hanging around realtors for 15 years. You know what I know about you guys? You guys are givers. You always help others before you help yourselves, which it can be a great quality, but we also have to help ourselves, Liska. And this month, twice a year at our Market Center partners, we mentioned Life Insurance Awareness Month. It is Life Insurance Awareness Month. And we want you to know that we as an agency offer all forms of life insurance, whether it's term, permanent, you name it. If you don't know what that is, call us. Let's have a conversation. And I will very briefly mention to you, because it's a very powerful story. The lady that cuts my hair, she's been cutting my hair for 24 years. Okay, 24 years. I got a text from her an hour ago. Her husband has been ill. He's 52 years old and he has gone home. So it's real. And we need to prepare for those things. And he got ill suddenly, but just know that it is real. And while we talk a lot about home and other investment properties and insurance and that type of thing, there's nothing in the insurance industry that our agency does not do, because we are built to serve Keller Williams and its agents. Thank y'all. You got it.
How's it going, guys? Matthias with Home USA Mortgage. I wanted to do a quick market update. We have seen a little bit of an increase in mortgage applications this past week. It's been a good week
That's a
for
good
mortgage
thing.
rates this week. All this to say, hey, let's take advantage while the market's helping us out. Let's not wait. And once again, we love being your partners. We're always here to help. And again, I speak Spanish. Every time I say that, somebody's like, you speak Spanish. So anyways, if you guys need some help in Spanish, I can help as well. Thank you for your.
Nice.
Well, good morning, everyone. A little bit of housekeeping for you all. I want to ask, how is it going with some of the new documents that you're having to provide? Buyer's rep agreements right up front. Anybody having issues, no problem, or not working? I guess they're not working. Let me tell you one requirement that all lenders are going to be looking for you to provide, just like you would get a survey and a signed contract, is going to be the broker compensation agreement.
Go ahead.
Everybody knows what that is now, right? A broker's compensation agreement on the purchase. We're looking at the amount of money that the seller, hopefully, is willing to offer you, the buyer's agent, so that on our side, we can do proper calculations as a lender. We want to make sure that we've accounted for monies. If you've written an agreement between the buyer to pay you, we need to be looking on that buyer's documents for assets to see, can they make that payment? So as normal part of documentation you're going to submit to the title company and to us as a lender, we want to see that broker compensation agreement. It's just another document to put in. In addition, if you can get a copy of survey, which you're going to help to do, but if you can provide some sort of information for insurance, that is a big deal right now. We need to know in one way or another, if the roof is over 7 years old, that can make or break your deal. So we just want to let you know right up front, be prepared. Broker's compensation agreement now needs to be sent to all lenders. You're going to see it. You might as well do it up front. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's Eduardo, the Reliant Mover Concierge, and I feel like I never do an update of what happens around the energy world, but I guess now I do have an update, and it's not the best of news. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think it's important for everyone to be aware, and it's that I think most of you guys are familiar with CenterPoint. They're pretty much the biggest TDSP here in the Houston area. We also have Texas New Mexico Power in the other side of the Houston area. And I guess the update is that, prices are increasing from their delivery charges. Just so you guys are aware, those charges are the same for everyone right now, or what they previously were $4.39 a month, and then 3.85 cents per kilowatt hour. That's what it was, 3.85. And they have now increased to 5.35 cents per kilowatt hour. And again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just kind of what it is out of our control. It's out of Reliant's control or any other electric provider. But what Reliant is trying to do is now trying to lower the rates a bit, kind of eat up a little bit of that cost. But yeah, I guess I just want to let you guys know. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'll let you guys know if they drop. I'll keep you guys updated. But as of now, that's effective as of September 1st. But yeah, other than that, if you guys have any clients who need assistance with any, any of their utilities, please make sure to get with me. I'll take care of them. But other than that, thank you so much.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Alders Jack with Patent Title. I don't know if you're familiar with Tom Ferry, but we came back from last week from his convention. So on Palm Agent, they actually have the video that shows you when you have your new other side of the when you're trying to do seller net sheet and buyer's net sheet, they actually have a video to show you how there's a new little app right there where it's part of Pat app, but on Palm Agent, there's the video that shows you how you can actually put in your figures when you're trying to calculate your new seller side or buyer side with the whole NARREP thing. So if you go to Palm Agent today, the video is uploaded right there. We just reviewed it this morning. So we got the Noticias, which is called News in Spanish. And then we do have another contract class coming up on the 18th of this month. And I'm working on the flyer right now. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's it, right? Buyer net, seller net, there you go.
Seller let.
Seller led. Lee Verno.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. And one more. DR Horton. Come on right up. Absolutely.
Yeah, lunch
Appreciate
sponsor.
y'all.
Lunch sponsor?
Yes, our lunch sponsor. Absolutely. Welcome in.
Hi, I'm James. This is my partner Adriana. We just want to talk a little bit about our community, and then we also want to talk about DR Horton, some of the incentives we offer, and then some of our outside NAF that we've teamed up with that helps us out as well. So first, we're down in Post Oak Point. It's down in Fresno, Texas. We're kind of centrally located, right off Highway 6 in between Fort Bend Toll Road and 521. We're zoned to all the Sienna schools. Tax rates are going to be a lot cheaper. So people, clients you might have that are looking in the Sienna neighborhood who don't want to be stuck all the way back off Highway 6, we're a nice alternative. We pretty much come fully loaded as a seller. We provide landscaping side, trees, sprinklers. We come, our move-in package, washer, dryer, fridge, garage door opener, blinds. So we try to streamline it, especially in our neighborhood, to make it easy for the buyers. Obviously, we offer wonderful incentives. Right now, we're offering a 4.5 interest rate. We're covering closing costs. So, we try to make it as easy as possible. Also, too, we're doing 5% commission on select homes. If you look at your sheet, the ones in green, those are all 5%. Okay. One thing I want to touch base on, especially with DR Horton, right? You're going to have your North Division, your South Division, your Central Division. We all run different promos. So one thing I would suggest as you guys are coming out to check out our neighborhoods, or if you have a buyer interested in one of our neighborhoods, just because you see it advertised, it might be from our North Division, our Central Division, reach out to one of us. We'll help guide you. If you're looking for that 4%, the 5% commission, if we're looking to get them lower interest rates, we will help guide you and your buyers to streamline it. So this way, when you come in, so we do have other homes that are 3% commission. So this way, nobody's surprised. The buyer's not surprised. You're not surprised. The other thing is too, when you guys come in, the new NAFT, right? Us as a seller, if you guys have an agreement and it's 3%, you guys are going to have to do that addendum. We're not responsible for that at all. And it's going to be with any seller, right? So if you know we're offering 5%, you got to get out that addendum by the time they sign that contract, because if it's not, and you have 3% on there, when we go to closing, you guys are only getting paid 3%, and there's nothing we can do about it. So the open lines of communication are going to be really big, especially when you're working with us. We will do whatever we can to help guide you and your buyer through that process. Also, too, NAFT hooked up with us. They are our preferred outside lender. They get $20,000 in closing costs. I know they're your in-house lender. Dan Cantu, he's got an amazing team. And we thank you guys for allowing us to come in here. Dan had a great job putting this together. Not only does he have the Southwest division, but he has the North division too. He gets $20,000 in closing costs. So he also covers closing costs and additional rate buy down. Dan's able to get a lot of loans done that DR Horton isn't, right? So he converts about 100% of everything we can't do. So when you guys are here, get pre-qualified, bring your buyers in. We give you all those incentives. And that also goes up into the North division too, which is huge. So there any?
HBC.
Also too, if there's something we can't do, or there's something Dan can't do, because, you know, credit's just low. If you're working with a buyer who's highly motivated and they want to be in a home, we have we have HBC, so it's the Home Buyers Club, right? It's completely free to your buyer, all right? All they have to do, it's a $30 class. They have to take, I don't know, 6-hour class online through the state of Texas. But we work with them in raising their credit. So whether it's 3 months, 6 months, or a year, if home buyership's really what your client wants and they're highly motivated, like, we will get them in a house. Last year I converted, I want to say 12 people, right? Think about if you can convert 12 more clients. Might take a little bit longer, but imagine how much more money that is in your pocket. All right. So instead of just writing some of these people off, like, oh shit, excuse my language, oh shoot, you know.
Say that here. It's a safe space.
Yeah, safe space, sorry. Instead of writing some of these people off and just saying, hey, you know, we got to work on it. Like, we have programs for you guys, right? You can bring them right in house, and they don't even have to sign with D.R. Horton. Obviously, we'd like them to, right? But maybe they go resale. It doesn't matter. Our goal is to get home buyers in homes, whether it's with D.R. Horton or not. We're here to help people just like you guys are, right? At the end of the day, we want to do what's best for the buyer and what's best for you guys. So, any questions? You got anything?
No.
Does anybody have any questions? So we're 3.017, but after Homestead, it drops to 2.9. We are. 3.01. So, and that's the other thing too, I want to, like, each division is going to be a little bit different, how they structure it, right? In my division, we do 2% commission for investment deals. So even if there's a 5% offered, we're only offering 2%. They give more towards the first time home buyer. And then we're also offering the lower interest rate too for them. They do have to pay points on it. So let's just say on a $300,000 home, like, we're offering a 5.5. So if they're putting down 20%, roughly they're paying about 9,000 and change, and 25%, it'd be about 3,000 and change. But if they went through Wells Fargo or anybody else, you know, we're doing it at a discounted rate. Typically, we're saving anywhere from 14 to 17,000 for the buyer. We'll also provide closing costs, still move-in package as well for them. So.
HOA is $650 a year. $650.
What is the starting price point?
Huh? It's a great question. So we are a master plan community, but one of the things I really like to say is we're kind of a boutique neighborhood. We're going to have 5 sections altogether. Section 1, we have 120 homes. Section 2 is 9 homes. Section 3, that would be 135, in which we're currently in is Section 5. We actually skipped over Section 4. We'll have about 86 homes there. We have another 55 coming up. We have walking trails, fishing piers, pool, playgrounds. So, and we're going to have more playgrounds, more walking trails come up. We'll end up with about 4.2 miles worth of walking and bike trails. Okay, so you have 2 ways in and out on Highway 6. You have a back road that leads you to McKeever, gets you right into Sienna. So you're right by the Fort Bend Town Center, and then you're 7 minutes from the new HEB off 288 and new Manville Town Center coming in. Oh, and Lifetime's right down the street too. Anybody else?
Excuse me. Oh,
Yep, go ahead, ask it.
Yes, they're in the stock.
I'm sorry, it didn't sound like you was coming from the sky.
Oh, hi,
yes, I had a question online.
Go ahead, please.
keep it exciting. Over. Now she can.
Yes, now I can. I'm sorry, someone else is talking?
No, you're good.
Okay, hi, thank you so much for coming in. I have a question. Do you have is it the Texano model?
No, we do not. That is a nice floor plan, but I do not offer that one. No, that would be more in Rosenberg,
That one's in Evergreen.
Evergreen.
Okay, what about the Mitchell?
Yes, we do have the Mitchell.
Okay, thank you. My name is Gleisha. I'm going to come and see you this week.
Okay, absolutely.
Thank you.
Hey, one more question online. Brandon here. What is the starting price point of your community?
So we're going to be between 300,000 to about 360,000. We do have some our 2 stories on oversized lots. Those will come with a little bit more of lot premiums. Some of those have started at like 380, but it really depends. I mean, you guys know more than anything in the world. It depends what stage of construction. Earlier stage of construction would be a little bit higher. As we start having inventory homes or staged homes, you know, you'll see a price discrepancy there. Majority of the stuff that we have is gonna be for September, October, especially for those rate locks that we have. You know, let's say we go into November, December. We'll still get you closing costs. We'll give you additional money for rate buy down, get your move-in package, but the only thing we really can't do is guarantee that rate. You know, so we're always gonna be doing it more for those houses that are set to close earlier.
Bless you.
Cool.
All right. One more time, I want to give it up to NAFT, Dan Cantu. When you guys are getting your stuff done and pre-qualifying everybody, they're going to get all the same incentives too. So don't hesitate to go in the house, come over to us, mention Dan Cantu. He's going to get everything all the same as well. Okay?
Can I add to that?
Yes.
So Dan is my husband, he's our team leader, but we are connected with.
Can you come up here actually?
Yeah.
That would be great, because
Oh.
they can't hear you online then.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
My husband is our team leader. There's a whole bunch of us, but we are definitely connected with Dale and Catherine and Denise here in this office. So you could talk to them first so that we get things rolling in that direction. But we're really excited about that $20,000 down payment, not really down payment, but that whole incentive to
costs and
closing
rate buy
costs. Yeah, it's a lot. It's going to be great. So try your best, take advantage of that. That's an awesome incentive for buyers and for you too. So
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank you,
Great.
guys. Appreciate it.
I have a question, please.
Sure.
We have one more question.
Yes, James, how do I get hold of your list of incentives and the interest and all that? Is it online?
It should be online. You can go to our website. It would be more on our Southwest division, but it will help guide you whatever neighborhood you're looking at. they should-
Southwest.
Yeah, so they should be able to post that. Some communities are going to vary. And that is the hard part, depending on what neighborhood you're looking at. I can give you my contact information. Even if you're looking at a different neighborhood, I can at least put you in contact with one of the sales agents over there, just so you have a better idea of what they're offering, because sometimes they have lower interest rates, a little bit more in closing cost. So that's one thing I really want to like convey to you guys. Make sure when you're doing your due diligence when you're coming out, so this way you're not surprised in the sense like, well, I saw it online. D.R. Horton's huge and they have a whole bunch of different divisions. So this way we can make sure everybody's on the same page and there's no surprises.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Awesome. That was awesome. Thank you, guys. All
Thanks.
right, let's keep rolling. And our upcoming events, just to keep you up to date on those, remember we are now in the middle of that commission blackout period where we're transitioning on the back end system, right, for the MCA's office. So just be patient. We're pretty much halfway through it
I
now.
would say we
so
have
we're
6
doing great.
days left.
Yep,
Doing
we're doing
great.
great. Contract to close, you're going to hear about that coming up on Saturday. Never Ending Referrals is coming up as well. Value, which we'll talk about in a second. 2 amazing events that we do as an office every year. And then, of course, do not forget every Friday at 1 p.m. We lead the updated Docs Q&A and Mastermind. That has grown every single week. We're about 6 or 7 weeks in now. Pushing about 50 people in here, 30 to 50 people in here. A lot of great content that we're getting out there, so you can get habitual about these amendments and these addendums and the process in which we're going to start navigating now.
Yeah.
Okay, so be there. All right, so let's go through some of these details. And he's falling asleep over there in the corner. Yep.
He's preparing for
And
the
he's coming
Texans home
back up.
opener, I think, on Sunday, right?
That is football week.
Yeah.
Hey, just really quickly, because I know we're running a little tight on time. Buyer contract to close is this Saturday. This is not a, hey, help me with my DocuSign. I don't know how to log into Command type of class. So if you're coming, have your laptops, set up your Command, set up your DocuSign, because we will be practicing the consult, running comps. You have a buyer, setting up their search and writing the contract. Cool. Yes, it is
Right,
here.
yes.
In person only.
Yes.
This is an in-person hands-on training. Okay, so not via Zoom.
This Saturday from 9 to
Saturday
8.
with
there.
12.
And
Yes.
me.
Do we have to register?
Yes, just so I can make sure I have enough handouts and stuff.
So
Handout.
to be clear, if you intend to work with a buyer ever in your real estate career and
Yeah.
you never have done that, be here on Saturday.
Yes.
Okay. If you are already working with a buyer and you're like, wow, this still feels weird, come here on Saturday. Okay.
You don't want to be out on a Saturday and be like, hey, Sarah,
Yeah.
I have a buyer. What do I do? I've never logged into Command or DocuSign.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
And access to Command and DocuSign are a prerequisite for
Yes.
participation in the workshop.
Yes.
Okay, so if you don't know how to do that, here's the good news. Ask Norman anything, I think is today, right? From
Yep.
whatever to whatever, noon to 1.
Yeah. there you go.
Whatever to whatever.
Check the calendar,
All
noon
right,
to 1.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, look who it is that decided to steal all our
He kind
thunder.
of stole your thunder.
Yeah, let's go. Congratulations, everyone.
News.
Yeah,
That's old news.
Jeez, somebody decided to spill it earlier, so Anyway, we had our amazing nominees for our Agent Choice Awards, and the culmination of that was congratulations, Liska Sims. You are Rookie of the
Rookie
Year.
of the year.
Congratulations and everything
Yes.
here, absolutely. And then this other lady was nominated. She happened to also
She did.
win. Managing Broker of the Year goes to none other than our very own Andy St. Jean, who is
Yes.
the broker of record for our office as well as Houston Central and Signature. So a huge congratulations to Andy St. Jean for winning it. And in honor of that, she has actually sent us a message. So here we are.
Well, the results are in, and I won Houston Agents Magazine's Broker of the Year award, and I just really appreciate you guys for voting for me and your support. Guys, I love being your broker, and it's been an honor, and it will continue to be an honor to work for you and serve you and to help you with all your broker needs. Thank you so much for choosing me.
Now, I will say, while we want to celebrate our 2 winners, let's not forget we had a very close runner-up with Gary Sternagel in the back corner. Okay. Well, Gary, you may have been runner-up in your category. You're number 1 in our hearts. So I want to make sure that we acknowledge him as well.
100%. Good deal. Okay. Again, Never Ending Referrals starts on Tuesday. If you have not registered yet and you're planning on taking that, make sure you get registered. I believe I'm pushing 60 RSVPs now. So we're, getting pretty close to filling it up. It's every Tuesday for the next 6 weeks. It's only 9:30 to 12. Yes, Sarah.
Well, I feel like you and I should co-lead these more often because not only the witty banter, but there's good information here. Because how many of you have read this and you're like, man, this sounds like something I want to do, but I'm not sure what to expect,
Who
right?
doesn't want never ending?
Well, and that's the thing. But if you look in the
Too much
fine
business,
print, which I
Sarah.
know often it's hard for us to sit still and read, but one thing I want you all to think about for a minute is, and Gary Keller said this on one of our MAPS coaches calls a couple of months ago, weeks ago, whatever, time is irrelevant. And he said, he asked the question, what lead source does everybody have that is weatherproof? No pun intended that it rained all morning. Was it terrifying weather for anyone that was out driving? I'm so glad you all are here. However, the one lead source that everybody has that is weatherproof, meaning it can withstand any market, is your database. You all have one, and it is the only lead source that will withstand any market changing. So
Yeah, and we're first and foremost a relationship-based business,
Yeah.
right? And the cool thing is that we try to think of all of these different ways to grow our business, yet we are not tapping into the business that already exists, that you
100%.
already have.
100%.
And the challenge is the fact that business is happening.
Mhm.
It's just not happening with you. Right. So how do we change that? And that's exactly what Never Ending Referrals is about, right? So it's a 6-week session program that dives deep into how to bring business out of your database in different ways. Okay. So each 6 weeks is a different subject, different topic. If you get a close look at the flyer, it actually breaks down all 6 weeks. Okay. It's a learn and lab style environment, meaning we'll watch some content, and then from there, we'll dive deeper into activities and discussions and masterminds around that. Okay, go for it. What were we saying? Oh, yes,
Just
the QR
sign
code to
up,
register.
register.
You want to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Following that up with value.
Yeah.
Right. We're going into I mentioned it last week, from a speed-based market to a skill-based market, or we're fully in a skill-based market. And that has been exacerbated by the changes in our industry now, right? I love the tagline on this. The value you give determines the value you get.
But you love it because you wrote it.
I actually wrote the value part, not the value you give demonstrates the value you get. I jacked that from KWU,
Okay,
but
okay,
it's okay. I can't take
okay.
credit for that. Again, this is a one-time full day event,
Yes.
9:30 to 2:30, right here in the training room. It will not be on Zoom again because of that activity content, workshop style. There's material for it, which you guys will have in advance. Sarah is joining me on it. We're gonna tag team on that, and lunch will be provided. Lunch will be provided. Please register for this because we do need to have a count. It is September 19th,
Yes.
Thursday, September 19th.
And we are also looking into a
Weekend
alternate weekend option for our dual career agents as well. Or
Correct.
if you want to take it again, why not?
Yes, absolutely. Good deal. Okay, Greg. Hello, my name is Greg Sanborn.
And he says, hey, how's it going? Hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
How's everyone doing today?
Yeah.
All right, we gotta go over this. I want some more energy. Yeah, they're not used to it yet. How's everyone doing today?
Yay,
Awesome,
great.
awesome. So my name is Greg St. Fort. I'm your marketing director here at the office. Just gonna go through a few updates and a few reminders for things that are in the pipeline. So October 19th, we have our Shredding Hunger event we do twice a year where we shred, essentially it's a food drive where we're able to shred documents for free for you and the community in exchange that they donate at least one box of food. So it's really successful, really great event for you as a lead generation event. So treat this as your event. We did send out flyers for all of you, like that was maybe in August.
a month ago.
Yeah, so we sent
Yeah.
it really, really early because we want to make sure that you have it in your inbox. But for any reason you can't find it, shoot an email to team@agentmarketingdesk.com and we'll resend it. Or if you need a new version of it, whatever the case may be, because some of you may want to update the headshot, phone number, or contact information. But shoot an email and we'll make sure you have it. In addition to, we're gonna have available for you for door hangers and postcards that you can order. So if you want to canvas your neighbor, you want to do door hangers, you want to do some door knocking, you want to do a direct mail campaign for this event, we're actually gonna be able to help you with that as well. So just simply reach out and we'll provide some support for that. Then the week after that, October 26th, from 6 to 8 p.m., we're gonna have our annual Trunk or Treat event. So this is our biggest event for the community. Last year, over 1,500 people attended. Liska, you have anything you want to say about this event really quickly? Or Sharon, or you go for it?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. We have 30 people that are signed up. We need to get. Oh, I'm sorry, 35 trunks signed up. We need way more than that. So if you guys would please sign up with the QR code, it would be greatly appreciated. Like Greg said, it is an opportunity for you to get out in front of people and meet them.
And invite your vendors too. Let them have their little trunk out there.
Yeah. Yep. So, as I said,
Yeah.
it's a big event. I mean, we all contribute in terms of attendance. Last year, 1,500 people. We have for the office, we already have an Eventbrite coming up and hundreds of people already claimed tickets for it. So we know people will be there. So the question is, you're going to take advantage of it. Of course, it allows you for multiple touches for your database because you're able to invite people multiple times. You have social media content, email campaigns. You can send out text messages. Of course, you're doing follow-up phone calls. We have a video team that shows up for the event, which helps you with the opportunity for a recap after the event. Of course, for you to be in the video, you have to be at the event, right? So in addition to it is not just you inviting people, but of course, we want all of you to show up and have a good time. So that's for October 26th for Shredding Hunger. Trunk or Treat.
What does it mean to post a trunk?
Sharon, you want to let her know? She wants to understand, what does it mean to host a trunk?
What it means to host a trunk is to get yourself out there among anyone that comes to the trunk or treat with their children. So for you to just put your face out there to the
Yeah.
community.
So step one, you have to have a car.
You have a car.
Yeah, you have to have a vehicle. No, you just have to. That's right.
What is a trunk? Yeah, she asked me,
Bring
what
your
is a
golf
trunk?
card, bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A trick or treat is another way for kids to
Pictures.
come and trick or treat without going door to door
Mhm.
to someone's home. So it's a safer way, and we do it at the trunk of your car.
Yeah.
So you decorate your trunk of your car. You have to decorate your car. Okay. Yes, but.
You don't have to.
You don't have to, yeah. Huh? I'll say, to make it easier, we do have a bunch of videos of all the previous events,
There we
but it's
go.
pretty simple. A car, preferably, decorations or a costume, preferably, and candy. And of course, your existence.
Yeah.
If you brought your
Be
participation,
there.
right? Your existence, your participation. That's actually it. Right, the office takes care of we send out flyers, we take care of all these other logistics, we make sure there's security, we make sure there's a food truck available, etc. But everyone's contribution of candy, decoration and adding to the experience, that's it. This is as simple as an event as you can get. So like, you know, I'll send out a video again. I mean, we have it on our YouTube and our website, but I'll share it. Huh?
How many years have you been doing?
Before I was there, seven. Yeah. So, you know, I know we're having a bigger discussion for it, but I'll send out more information to kind of like a FAQs to make this a little bit easier for you guys.
There we
So,
go.
but that's Trunk or Treat. She's right here.
Yeah.
Boom. Awesome. Okay, just a couple other things. So I know we've been sending out. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So we send out content for you guys so you can share.
Way better.
So we can share on social media, everything from market updates, things for holidays, things for some of the office events. So we've been increasing. We're going to be increasing the amount of content we send you guys. What makes it easier for us is when we do have your headshot, because some of the content looks amazing with your headshots in there. So of course you go schedule a free headshot with a complimentary headshot with Norman.
Tomorrow, right? Right?
Yeah, tomorrow. The next time he's doing it is tomorrow, right? Because she's taking a new headshot herself. So
I know,
you know, it's an opportunity for you to get this content shareable as well for social media, your newsletters, text message, etc. In addition to though, we are going to be working on different designs for it. So like, if you do not have a headshot or a headshot you like, you'll also receive another version of these same designs without a headshot. So we want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to have just shareable content. Like I said, our goal is to reach a point of 3 times per week. So I know we have another piece of content coming out tomorrow that you'll receive with some data from NAR and some other information. So that's for that. So just make sure you have some updates on that. And regarding the listing marketing content that many of you receive, so, you know, we're also working on some new designs for that, which is going to be out this week as well. So some of you have got some feedback where people want to expedite. I want this other color. I want this other thing. So I want to make sure we speed that up as well. So that's a quick update for that. And I think you guys went through this last week.
We did.
Yeah, last couple of weeks, but this is available on the website. So when you just hit the submission form, hit the listing tab on KWSW25, go to submit, you can actually enter the information for your listing, and especially mainly the buyer compensation, which can be used for when you have a link on HAR and so forth. So relatively simple so far. I know a few agents have added information for it. So we'll continue to expand on it and make it easier or provide more information for it. But right now it's live and active and it's functional. So cool. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you.
Greg. Oh, okay. Finally.
I know, finally.
Finally. So, hi, everybody. You know, I never miss a chance to have a mic, just like Nimesh. And so I'm Sarah Detmore. I'm our productivity coach here at the office, and thrilled that all of you are here again. You braved the weather. It was rainy this morning, and I can appreciate that sometimes rain makes you not want to do things, but you chose to be here, and we appreciate that. If you're online joining us too, we're glad that you're here. So the kind of tagline for today's content is exactly what to say the KWSW way. Okay. For those of you that have been to any of my trainings before or have been in a coaching session with me, I'm big into conversations, and I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you intend to have a conversation with somebody this week about real estate? Okay, everyone's hand should be up. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Sapna. So everyone intends to have a conversation with somebody this week about real estate, right? Good. So you're all in the right place. And so I guess another question I have for you, and you guys can answer, I like for this to be participatory. How many of your buyers or sellers are perhaps one decision away from getting to the next step in the buying or selling process? Probably most of us, no matter what stage they're in. If we have an active seller on the market or an active listing on the market and that listing is not under contract, there's likely a decision that seller needs to make in order to get to the next step in the process, which is getting their listing under contract. Okay. If you met a buyer at an open house, the decision that you might be able to help influence them making is meeting with you for a buyer's consultation. Okay. So we can all agree that most, if not all, of the buyers or sellers or buyer or seller prospects that we are talking to or intend to talk to this week are one decision away from getting to the next step in the process. Okay. And how likely is it that the buyer or seller you're thinking about will make that decision sooner when you ask a question to initiate a conversation? Right? I see some head nods. I see some yawns. I know there's food in the back, guys. Just like bear with me for a minute, okay? But how likely is it that the buyer or the seller that you're thinking about will make that decision sooner when you ask a question to initiate the conversation? Okay. And after all, the person asking the questions controls the conversations, right? Yeah. Point and simple. The person asking the questions controls the conversation. So you see, questions, oh boy. And I'll move this in just a minute. Questions lead to conversations. I was not a teacher for many reasons. This is one of them. Questions lead to conversations that lead to relationships. Nimesh just reminded us that we are in the relationship business. That lead to opportunities. That ultimately lead to action. If I spelled any of these things wrong, whatever, okay? So questions lead to conversations that lead to relationships, that lead to opportunities, that lead to action. So if you have a buyer or a seller anywhere in your ecosystem, as what's his name, Jason Abrams would say, okay, then we need to ask more questions to ultimately get action. Can we all agree on that? Okay, perfect. I love it when we're agreeable, okay? So would it be okay with all of you if we reviewed some questions today that lead to conversations that ultimately lead to action? Awesome. I appreciate that. So quick show of hands. Who has a listing right now that is active on the market that's not selling? Okay, Liska, not so fast. Okay, but thank you. Okay. Okay. Woo. All right. I think I might have triggered something. Who has a buyer that is home shopping, meaning you have physically been with them to see houses, and I trust you all have a signed buyer broker agreement. Who has, right? But who is home shopping with a buyer and that buyer just is not making an offer? Okay, Anthony, can I get? I know, they're like, well, okay, guys, this is a safe space. And if you also don't have a buyer, that's fine too. Who has a seller that might be dragging their feet on getting their home ready to go on the market? Okay, Tanya, yeah, we got a couple hands up. Okay, okay. And who has a buyer that says they want to buy, but just still has not gotten pre-approved? Dang it. Okay, good. So who's new and wants to set an appointment with their very first buyer or seller? Okay, so Ellen, hey, good to see you, girl. Okay, so if you didn't raise your hand and you don't fall anywhere in any of these categories, maybe that's okay too. And maybe you just didn't want to participate, also fine. But chances are you are either in or will soon be in one of these scenarios. And if we also just agreed that when we ask more questions, we can help initiate some action, we're going to go through some scenarios today and some conversations that you can actually initiate today with these buyers or sellers in any of these scenarios to ultimately help them facilitate a decision, okay? So I want to just make sure that we're all clear here. You're not making anybody do anything. I don't want to force that buyer into buying a home that they don't want to buy. Well, if they want to buy a home and you're helping them do it, you're not forcing them into anything. I don't want to force my seller to lower the price. Okay. Well, if they need to sell their house and you want to help them do that, we're not forcing them to do anything. We are helping them facilitate a decision. Okay. Right. So for the month of September, guys, this is a pretty pivotal month in real estate. Do you guys agree with that? Why is that? A lot of things are happening. Sure. School went back in session. Yeah. I know people say, oh, the election's coming up. Don't make the election. Okay. Interest rates are dropping. Love, guys, in case you didn't pick up on that with this, with the, what was that? Yeah. Election. Do what? Builders year ends are coming up, right? Perhaps. So lots of things are happening, but for you all specifically in your business, what in your real estate business, to clarify, what you do in the next 30 days is going to make or break the remainder of your year. Okay. It is. I love to hear that we're seeing more loan applications. That's the lead indicator for more buyers in the market, by the way. Okay. And actually, we'll talk about that in just a minute. So let's go through some scenarios. So let's say you have an active listing that's not selling. Maybe you presented your seller with an offer and it's an offer they don't want to accept. And they say, nah, Nimesh, this is too low. What would you say now? If you presented your seller with an offer and they said, oh, no, we're not going to accept it, it's too low. What would you say? Do what? Let's take a look at the market. Yeah, and that's a statement. What will we say and ask a question to start to drive some action? I like to stay away from why questions because that puts someone on a defense, right? How familiar are you with your market is a good one. And one that I'd like to share with you guys today is, hey, seller, how certain are you that this is not the best offer you will receive at this time? How certain are you that this is not the best offer you will receive at this time? So when we ask the question, how certain are you, it actually creates uncertainty. And that's what we want. We want to create a little bit of doubt where the seller goes, you know what, Jimmy, this actually might be the best offer. Oh, really? You think so? Let's talk about what our options are. Okay. So how certain are you that this is not the best offer you will receive at this time? It opens up a conversation to get us into a deeper relationship, which gets us into the opportunity of the seller taking action. Okay. Let's give another example. For those of you that raised your hand and said that you have a listing that might not be selling, I don't want to assume it's price. You could try to convince me that it's not. Chances are it is. So if you have a listing that might be overpriced, we might want to ask the question that includes ask a question that includes a question of how important is it? Okay. So Mr. Seller, how important is it on a scale of 1 to 10 that you move before the end of this year or that you move by the end of this year? Notice that that's a time-bound question. Because I could ask, hey, Nimesh, how important is it that you sell? But when I include the, hey, how important is it that you sell by the end of this year, that creates urgency. So for any of you that have an active listing that might be overpriced, in our weekly check-in calls that we're doing with our sellers that I trust all of you are doing at a high level, we can say, hey, Jimmy, gosh, you know, I've been thinking about this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it that you sell your home by the end of this year? Or I can just say, how important is it? I don't have to give a range, okay? And Jimmy's gonna say, well, gosh, Sarah, I've got to sell. I've already moved out. I already need another home. We're paying 2 mortgages. I have to sell. Great. That sets me up for a huge win. But I asked a question and that got me into a conversation, okay? So let's flip to a buyer real quick and then we'll make this make a whole bunch more sense, I trust. If not, that's okay too. Let's say you have a buyer. Maybe you've shown a buyer a couple homes and the buyer's not making offers. And they keep asking to see houses and asking to see houses. And we could have a whole training on how to not show a buyer 45 houses before they make an offer, but that's not for today. So we asked the buyer the same question. Hey, Verna, I'm just curious. We've seen a lot of houses. How important is it for you that you move before the end of the year? I just got to know, right? Want to make sure my motivation matches yours. And an 8, okay? And what made you say an 8?
I just don't know if we are going to find it.
Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, I would go into a deeper conversation about what makes her think that, what's looking for, we haven't seen yet. Lots of other questions you would ask around that, but let's just use this example too. If I didn't ask you the scaling question and I said, hey, Verna, we've seen a couple of great houses and obviously, you know, we haven't found the right one yet. Otherwise you would have bought it. Okay, so I'm just curious. How important is it that you still buy by the end of this year? Okay, she has to find something because her lease is up in November. So Verna, and I knew that, right? We talked about that when we first met for our buyer consultation. Okay, and gosh, as your agent, I want to make sure that we still get you there. Okay, so as I see it, we actually have 3 options. This is the part where you offer up options and the buyer or the seller makes a decision. Okay, it's power of choice. So I've already gotten my buyer, Verna, to commit essentially that she still has to buy a house this year. I've got her right where I want her, okay, in a great way. And so then I start to initiate the power of choice conversation where I say, you know what, Verna, as your real estate agent, I want to make sure we still get you your house by the end of the year because your lease expires in November. And as I see it, or as it stands, right, we actually have 3 options. Okay, we can keep looking for that exact house in this exact neighborhood and just keep our fingers crossed that we find it. Okay, we can actually stop looking. And I know that you don't want that because you just mentioned that you have to buy a house this year. Okay, or we can adjust your search criteria, perhaps adjust your parameters, look outside of this neighborhood, look at a few other options, help you still find a great home that you can secure and close on before the end of the year. Which option feels best for you?
Definitely don't want to stop. I don't want to take the risk of not finding something, so let's go with the last option.
Okay. So I've given Verna 3 choices. I've helped her facilitate a decision. Guys, when we're talking about power of choice, you can give anybody 3 crappy decisions and they still feel empowered by the one that they picked because they got to pick it. Okay? It works great with kids too, by the way. It really does. So in this example, and thank you for being a very agreeable buyer, right? Now I've gotten Verna to the decision point of let's look outside of where we were originally looking to find you a great home that still gets you what you want by the end of the year. But before I had that conversation, I had to get her to admit that she still needs to buy a house this year. Make sense? Are we tracking? Are we doing okay? Okay. I know I talk fast and I'm also very hungry, so let's just keep going. Now the same 3 options might apply with that seller that Liska has that needs to drop the price. Just now? Oh, okay, cool. Well, then anybody else, if anyone else in here has a listing that needs to drop the price, Jimmy, I'm looking at you. I don't know if you do or not, but you're just here. You know, the same conversation can apply. So it's, hey, Jimmy, I want to make sure that you know, we're moving in the same direction. How important is it that you still sell your house this year? Yeah, I got to sell it. I have to. I absolutely have to. Okay, awesome. So we actually have a couple options I want to share with you. We can either, you know, keep doing what we're doing and keep our fingers crossed that one, you know, buyer's going to come in and offer full price. It could happen. Okay. We could take your house off the market and reactivate it in the spring, which I know that you don't want to because you just told me you have to sell your house this year. Okay. Or we can decide to lower the price today and set you up for success in getting an offer and being under contract and closing in the next 30 to 60 days. Which option feels easiest for you? Okay, it's power of choice. Yeah, Verna? I heard you breathe loudly, so I'm like, get up here, get on the mic.
I was looking at the time, I was like, you may not have an opportunity to go fully into this, but it's helping the agents come up or craft what those 3 choices are. I like to, it's almost like 3-card Monte, right? Like you're setting them up to choose the path you want them to go into. So there has to be a less desirable choice in there that they've already said, I don't want that.
And that's the middle choice, right?
Right.
The middle one's the throwaway option.
Do you see? And the first one is do what we're already doing.
Yeah.
Right?
That's not working.
That's not working.
Yeah.
So the things you say actually matter on what those 3 choices are. I already know which way I want you to go. I want you to choose this one. So it doesn't matter if you say touch 2, touch 3, you touch these 2. I know I want this one. I'm keeping this one. So that's how she's setting up those questions. And that's what's very important on the 3 options that gets you to action, the desired action.
Yeah. And honestly, any action is better than no action. Okay.
Very true.
Because there are some times it's forward progress. Okay. There are some times where it might not make sense for a seller to sell or a buyer to buy. And sometimes them deciding to no longer pursue selling or buying is the best decision for them, but it's progress. Okay. It's still progress. Obviously we want the progress to get to the listing and the closing and all that. However, it's the conversations that we have need to initiate a decision that is progress. Okay. That's the action. Okay, so a couple quick other examples that might be, you know, scenarios that you're facing right now. To the sellers and buyers who are dragging their feet. If I have one more agent tell me, well, I'm just waiting for them to get pre-approved. And I'm like, well, what are you doing to help them get pre-approved? Right? Oh, I'm just sending the email. They got the 3 lender choices. Okay, well, what else have you done? Okay, have any of you recently filled out a loan application? Okay, Heather, how long did it take you to do that? It's awful. It's awful. No offense, guys, but but it's a process, okay? So if we're
Whoops,
expecting,
forgot they were in the room.
if we're
Yeah.
expecting our buyers to like quickly get their pre-approval done because you have to submit documents, it's an application that you fill out. You and your spouse both have to do it, by the way. And if you work full time and you have kids and you're like, when it gets to 9 o'clock and your options are, I can go to bed or fill out this loan application, you're going to go to bed. Now, that's not 100% true, but guys, we have to understand that there are other things that are happening in the buyer's world that might be causing them a delay in getting the application completed. So the conversation we can initiate with these buyers is, gosh, Nimesh, I'm guessing you haven't gotten around to reaching out to one of those lender partners that I sent you. Okay? Instead of saying, you know, Nimesh, I'm just checking in, just following up. You're on my mind. How's it going? Hey, have you gotten a chance to talk to that lender yet? No? Okay, cool. Don't worry. I know you're busy. We'll check in next week. No big deal. Okay, cool. That's one thing that you could say. Or I could say, hey, Nimesh, I'm guessing you haven't gotten around to getting that loan application completed. And I know he didn't. Otherwise, I would have gotten a call from Dale and he would have said, hey, Nimesh, that was loan application. Okay. So I'm guessing you haven't gotten around to doing X, Y, and Z. And I know that he hasn't, right? I'm guessing you haven't gotten around to looking over those documents yet for anybody waiting for a buyer to sign their representation agreement. Okay. We know that they didn't do it, and we initiate that conversation to allow them to save face and say, you know what, gosh, Sarah, I haven't. I've been really busy. Hey, I know that you are. No big deal. When's a good time that the 3 of us, me and you and our lending partner, can jump on a call together, just as an introduction? I take the initiative to set up that conversation so I can get what I need from my client to move them forward in the process. Make sense? So if you're waiting for anybody to do anything, initiate a conversation to help them do that faster, right? Sellers who are, oh, I'm waiting to get my house painted before I can go on the market. Hey, Esther, I'm guessing you haven't gotten around to getting that painter over to your house yet. How can I help you get that done this week? Right? If we're waiting for our clients to do something and we know that they're busy because filling out a loan application is a pain, no offense, it's great. It takes a long time, okay? Getting things done, we want to make them time bound when we can, okay? How can I help you get that done this week? Okay, how am I doing on time? We're doing okay? Where are you? That can't be possible. Just 1 minute. I got one more example. Can I give one more example? Okay, great. So let's say, for those of you who are like, gosh, I just want to set an appointment. I want to get my first listing. You look fabulous, by the way. I don't know where you've been, but you look great. Okay. What? Oh, well, excellent. Even better. Anna's a vibe
Usually
today.
on the phone.
She's prepared for a walk-in, obviously.
Oh.
Don't worry. Yeah. You look good. You feel good. Come on. Okay. That's right. I love it. That's right. So for those of you who want to set an appointment, okay, the appointment is the measurable that matters most. It's the first domino to you getting a client. Okay. They're not a buyer or a seller until you've had an appointment and get a signed agreement. Do you guys all understand that? Yes? Okay, great. Good. So when we want to set an appointment, you can be in a conversation with a prospective buyer or a seller about anything, about their dog, about the weather, about baseball. It doesn't matter. And when you can ask a question like, when was the last time you had a real estate professional provide you with a market analysis of your home? No matter what you're talking about before, you could say, gosh, Tony, I'm just curious. When was the last time you had a real estate professional provide you with a market analysis of your home? Chances are, whoever you ask that questions to is going to say, never. What do you mean? Well, that's exactly why we should meet. So I can bring some data over. We can talk about just what's happening in your neighborhood or in your area about your home specifically. Whether you do anything about it or not, it would be helpful information, don't you think? Sure. And I want to make sure that you all heard that I emphasize, when was the last time you had a real estate professional provide you with a market analysis, not Zillow? Oh, Sarah, my Zestimate said, okay, My Zestimate said too. So when was the last time you had a real estate professional provide you with a market analysis of your home? I'm just genuinely curious. Okay. On the buying side of things, we could be at an open house or doing some follow-up with an open house or talking to your database. Okay. Hey, Dipti, when was the last time a real estate professional sat down with you to learn more about your goals for buying a home? Probably never. Okay. Probably never. So you can be in any kind of conversation, somewhat sprinkled in some real estate. You can say, you know what? When was the last time? ... Anticipating they're going to say, I've never had somebody give me a market analysis. What does that mean? I've never had someone talk to me about my goals for buying a home. What does that mean? That's exactly why we should meet. And we set the appointment. Okay. Another example for that could be, when's a good time? When's a good time I can stop by and provide you with a market analysis? You're outdoor knocking, perhaps. When's a good time for us to meet and discuss more? When we ask when's a good time, it actually, it assumes the recipient of that question subconsciously assumes that there will be a good time. Okay. And so you can't answer no to a, hey, when's a good time for us to meet? No. I mean, I guess you could, but that's like a 3-year-old response, right? You're most likely going to get a, oh yeah, I mean, this weekend's fine, right? So as we close up and eat some Chick-fil-A, looks like Chick-fil-A in the back. Did you all hear something today that you can take and put into action also today?
No.
Okay, so I want you to do that. Like before you get up and get in line to get your chicken nuggets, call, text, email somebody who would benefit from having one of these conversations today. We want to ask a question to initiate the conversation. You already have the relationship, or if you're setting the appointment, you're going to get the relationship. Okay. And that's going to open up your opportunity to get them into action by making a decision. Okay. Questions?
Thank you. Very, very useful. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome, Lou. Okay. Yeah, thank you, guys.
I have a general question of today for today. I don't see the never-ending referrals and the value on the calendar. How do I sign up? How do I register for those, please?
Okay, they actually should be on the calendar. I guess Sydney just stepped out, but also it's on the Facebook group. You're going to get another emails and text, and I can put the QR code back on the screen here in just a second.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. Have it a good one. Have it a good one. What did that mean? Have it a good one. I should have just thrown the accent in there.